Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Sagittarius, this is for you, and I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So remember, these are general readings, not everything is going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. Don't forget to use your own discernment. Before we start, your key to the week this week is the Hermit card. So if you're a little bit underground, if you're a little bit behind the scenes going on, there's a lot going on behind the scenes this week, it wouldn't surprise me. Remember as well, one of the things that I love about the Hermit card, and I say this often, the Hermit is what shows up when the High Priestess has a message for you. So your intuition has a message for you. Your deeper inner self is trying to get something across to you. And in order for that message to be conveyed or to really come through in a way that is clear to you, you have to do the Hermit, right? Sometimes we have to withdraw from the world. Sometimes we have to make ourselves quiet and still. And really this week, if you put some time and effort into that, into meditation, reflection, peace, calm, sitting still, even something like cleaning, right? Something that you can allow your physical body to be, this is one of the reasons that I love to clean stuff, because while your body's doing all of this stuff, right, your mind and your energies are doing other things. I probably sound like a crazy person right now, but I know what I mean. So this week, if you feel like withdrawing from the world, or you feel like you maybe need to take a step backwards in some way, shape or form, that is the reason why. When, like I said, the High Priestess, your own intuition or intuitive faculty, has a message for you. You're going to have to do something in order for that to really speak up, or to speak its volume. With that said, if you are a continued subby, Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. So for your foundation card, you have the Sun, coupled with the Hermit card. This is beautiful. Go and spend some time in nature this week. Spend some time in a rural setting. Spend some time in a place that sees you isolated but not cut off. What do I mean by that? Find the joy and the peace. Find the joy, the peace, the love, the chill in nature. And more importantly, allow yourself, and the reason I say this, because it looks like some aspect of you is being reborn this week, which could be a very exciting thing. Remember, the Sun card is joy, happiness, birth, even. It's youthful. And then in stark contrast, you've got, and it's out there. And then in stark contrast, you've got this Hermit card. This tells me that some aspect of you is being reborn this week. There's a reinvention of self that comes through, which is very exciting. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Knight of Cups. I like this card, especially in this position, because for me, it always suggests that you're not waiting for opportunities. You're just creating the ones that you want, or you're going after the things that you want, and people are just kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Like they're going along with it, which is great. The other thing is, because it is the Knight of Cups, you might find this week that there is a cause that calls you, right? That this week you feel like there is something that you need to gallop for, something that you need to, you're Sagittarius after all, something that you need to charge for, something that you feel emotive and passionate enough about to say, this is what I bring to the world, and this is what I will accept in response to this thing that I am offering. I actually really like this. It could be anything from a course right through to a declaration of love, right? The other way that this could show up as well, maybe you are finally ready to speak on the feelings that you have for someone or something. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. So your work, specifically your work, comes up in very powerful contrast. And then you've got this Hermit card here as well. For you Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant, there's something that you're working on behind the scenes very, very hard. I get the feeling as well that the material that you are reading, ingesting, creating, disseminating in some way, shape or form. It's changing you. It's changing the structure of your work. It's changing the way that you deliver what you deliver. I really like this for you a lot, actually. When it comes to, sorry, the wind here today is really bad. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, you might find that this week you are somewhat cut off or isolated. Maybe this will feel like you've been, oh God, Jesus, the door, sorry, they give me a heart attack. Maybe this week maybe there's a feeling of, kind of like Cinderella syndrome, almost like you're shoved into a corner just to get on with something. And at first it could feel kind of quite, oh, okay, this doesn't feel good. But then after that, when you get into your stride, actually you're going to be like, yes, you know what, this is actually what I really needed. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, I would this week be like, the reason I say is because whatever you're working on, it's like it's so potent and it's so big and it's going to be so beneficial for a lot of people, but you have to get to the real core of what you think, feel and believe about it, and more importantly, what you determine that its value actually is. And then for those of you that are retired or no longer working, the Hermit card is you. If you are older, wizened, I hate the term older, it's so fucking crap. I prefer the term seasoned, darling. If you're a bit more seasoned, like love a bit of salt and pepper me, if you're a bit more seasoned, this suggests to me that there is something that you're bringing back into the fold that you now realize is very valuable. And yes, you could go on to make money from it, but I think this is more about discovering or rebirthing the intrinsic value that you have to bring to the world in some way, shape or form. And I've said this before and I will say it until the day that I die. We have so much to learn from our elders, and it's a real shame that we as a society are so driven by what's shiny and new all the time, because we're losing so much every single day from our elders, from the older traditions, from the older ways of doing things and looking at things, from the oral stories. We're losing so much of that, and they're not going to be around forever, right? I've had my elders, people that I consider, my coven elders, my people elders, my grandparents, I've had them say to me, look, I'm not going to be here forever. Learn this stuff now while you can. And I think this week, for those of you that are our elders, I salute and my hat off to you. Make yourself heard, because there's stuff that we need from you that we're not going to get elsewhere, that you can't fucking Google, quite frankly. Excuse my language. All right, for your soapbox moment, for your love and relations, you've got the Four of Cups. Sorry, you guys know me, I go off on tangents, it happens. You've got the Four of Cups, right, underneath the Knight of Cups. For those of you that are single and you have somebody, a possible potential, I really like this, right? It looks like whatever it is, it's starting slow and you're not really sure about it or them. It also feels like as well, because it's the Four of Cups, maybe you're surprised that you actually like this person. Like maybe you're like, yeah, I don't really know how that happened, but hey, and you could really find yourself being caught up in it, which is lovely. You could meet this person through work or some sort of professional connection, very possible. The other way that this comes up for you as well, for those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term relationships, it's the Four of Cups, right? So you could find that something, by doing this inner work this week and making things quiet, that you actually end up looking at your relationship and going, you know what, this is my fucking ride or die. Like, this is my person. Like, there's a really strong connection that comes in here. And even though it is the Four of Cups and can sometimes have those meanings, I actually feel that this week it's a lot more beneficial. And then finally, for your money and materials, you've got the Six of Pentacles. So this is a good balance between earth and water here. When you see this kind of balance, it means that there's growth. It means that there's proliferation, but in the best way. I really, really like this. The Six of Pentacles for your money and materials. First of all, This week, be conscious of what you're getting out of what you're putting in. So whether this is your work, your business, etc. Be really clear on what it is that you actually want. What does the end result look like for you? When it comes to money and finances in general, this week you might find that you're called upon for assistance in the financial sphere. Just be obviously wary that this week you want to make sure that you're that you've got your wits about you. You know, I mean, you always do anyway. Saggies, you know, they tend to be quite good in here. Not that there are any signs that aren't, you know, before anyone gets on there, you know. But you get my point. I think that's as much as I will say this week. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your Six of Pentacles is your neck, your throat, and this sort of general area, including the bottom part of the jaw. So look out for that this week. And also, because of its other association, I would say this week as well, look after your kidneys. And with this much water, if you are prone to a tipple, make sure that you balance that out with good fluids like fruit juices, water, you know, as well. I'm not a medical professional, you get the spiel. When it comes to your home and environment, the Six of Pentacles, the home could end up costing you money this week. And weirdly enough, it might be because of something that somebody else does. This could be, I don't know, the neighbour upstairs leaves their bath running and the water comes pissing through the ceiling. This could be... what's another example? You know, you invite friends over and one of them spills red wine all over your cream carpet. You get my point. Like, the home could end up costing you money this week, but not through any fault of your own. If that's the case, just make sure you recoup your losses somehow. All right. Anyway, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.